Everybody, thanks for watching. Just a quick reminder that Digital Self is now available. If you guys haven't seen this video, you definitely want to see it. Make sure you guys check this out. As I said before, the lifetime membership and Never Pay Again sale will be ending. This will be your final shot to get in on this before the new app is released for iOS and everything changes over. So make sure you guys get it if you want it. If not, as I said, this will be the last chance you'll be able to get the digital downloads unless you are a member. This doesn't mean that digital downloads will completely disappear, just as they'll be different from what they are right now as far as where you get them at. The platform will be completely different. So make sure you guys grab the digital downloads that are available now, because they won't be all available for too much longer. So to get into this video, and as I talk about the digital self, as I talked about in Aquarius, Age of Aquarius series, I want you guys to really see what's going on. So far, if you're paying attention, everything I've been talking about has been happening. As I said, this stuff will start to die down by the end of March, which it is dying down. Texas is basically 100% open. Vegas is basically 100% open. Stuff is starting to open back up now. Talked about the 7 variants and everything like that. But you guys need to be aware of what's happening if you haven't seen it. As I said, Biden was about to spend a lot of money. Talked about this in the series. I said Biden's trying to spend a lot of money to put us in debt. So he just passed and signed, the other day, yesterday, I believe, for the new $1.9 trillion stimulus, which now puts us, over $6 trillion total since this whole thing started. So it's been $6 trillion in aid that have been put out since the start of the whole coronavirus thing. They've been spending so much money. And as I said, this is what they're going to do. There's so much more coming up. So now we have this happening. That's out the way. Now, I told you, as I said, Kamala Harris being elected as vice president, and now being the president, the vice president is the president of the Senate. She controls it. The Democrats have a majority vote right now, and they can basically pass anything they want. The Democrats is about to just clean house and destroy a lot of shit. A lot of people don't see what's coming. If you pay attention, under Democrats, we do not do well, period. It's just, historical. Like, the Democrats put so much in, and a lot of people don't pay attention how this is done. And this is for a reason, which I'm not going to get into right now. But you got to look at this. But it's a lot of stuff that's going to be passed. As I said, they got their hands in so many different things, which brings me to my point. Questions about, me opening up starting my whole platform and everything, why that's important. A lot of people ask me how I'm going to be able to do this. And they still own the internet. And, even if you do have your own platform, they own the internet. And I put out a whole video on this, and I talked about this, and I forget what video, but no one person owns the internet. The internet is a series of servers and cables, underwater cables, a lot of them. I put out that whole video about how they lay the underwater cables and how countries must agree and be, united on the internet in order for the internet to work. If one server or one group does not participate, it kind of affects everything else. So no one person owns the internet. So it's not hard for you to do exactly what these ISPs do and have your own servers. It's very inexpensive to have your own server set up for personal use. Now, if you're going to be doing something commercial or big time, like large scale, then it requires a larger server, more space, and a lot more money. So the access you would have to give up and everything you would need for if you're going to be dealing with another country and dealing with downloads and hosting and having different user accounts and everything like that. This is a lot of stuff that comes with all this. And then just the red tape we got to get through when you're doing this. If for anybody who's ever put out an app or know about the process, Android is relatively okay with the process. Even still, they want a lot of stuff for you to even get in there. iOS, Apple is crazy. And I got a lot of respect for people who have gotten an app in the App Store with Apple, because their process is just, it's real stuck up. So, but it's looking good for us. So I'm pretty sure we'll be done with the process soon. But it's important, as I said before, because not just net neutrality, but them having control over all platforms and what's coming up soon. So if you have your own stuff in place and you're dealing with your own stuff, you won't have any trouble. And that's not a problem for most people because, you're not doing nothing major with the internet. You're relying on your ISP and the sites that you go to, which is exactly what they want. Because now you got to understand, since the net is free, you're relying on these platforms to give you what they've been giving us. Now, I'm old enough to remember when the internet first started out and everybody was jumping on there, and it required simple basic skills, what we call simple basic skills today, to go ahead and put up a platform and do something and have people know a little bit about HTML and CSS and coding to, all this code just to say hello world, or all this code just to have, a little GIF. And everybody was really into the coding situation and how so many different things could come from that. Just the digital code, just the codes, and then you have the digital format, and then you have a program, and then or application, and then so many people can jump on it. And the thing with that is, once people get on the platform, you are, again, as I said, at the mercy of the platform owner or whoever owns the application. And since you can't govern the entire internet, once a person enters into these applications, they are, as I said, you have to be under the control of that person. So it's basically like, nobody really owns the entire world, or you can't say you own all the land, in the world. But if you own this specific building that somebody lives in, whoever lives in it gotta, abide by those rules. Once you go outside, you're technically free besides, whatever rules of the establishment you go into. Internet's basically the same way. It's free world, open world. But when you go somewhere, be prepared to deal with those rules and consequences that come with it. So now, over time, since this whole thing has been building up, the government has been able to infiltrate and sneak in little by using national security. So we could say it's a cyber threat or cyber terrorism, and this is how the government gets its foot in the door. Same thing with sports. Pay attention. As we know, national anthem, the government is involved with sports. For people who don't understand that, government is involved with sports, the government is involved with TV and a lot of other things. And they're pushing right now to get more heavily involved with the internet and having control over that, which is, as you can see, they popping up now with all these rules saying that, okay, well, we got fact checkers now to fact check about information. So they can do that on places like Instagram and Facebook, who are all under this umbrella. But when you have your own thing, as you can see on Merkabah Academy, we don't have none of that. You can say what you want to say. So that's why it's important to have this and have that platform and not have to be at the mercy of these psychopaths controlling everything. And it's so much to it that you need to have and own for your own business or whatever you're trying to do to make that relevant. Now, as I said, if you're just a barbershop or a regular company, a lot of people don't care. This is not a big deal for them. If you're just using the internet to do basic stuff, you have nothing to worry about. But for people like us, if we're looking for information, truth, wanting to speak our mind, it is very important for us to have this and own everything possible so we can continue to do that. So we don't have to keep running into disclaimers of being blocked or, kicked off of platforms and sites for saying what we want to say. So the process is basically ongoing. It's a slow process. And for those of you who have been paying attention, as I said, you can see what's happening, see what's coming. So Digital Self, definitely want to watch that. And the Age of Aquarius series, if you've seen all the videos, it's about 7, 8 now in the series. Definitely watch them all. A lot of stuff will make a lot more sense. But talked about spatial and Oculus. It's one of the things a lot of people are not realizing and connecting the dots on this. You got to understand why they're trying to get this into the hands of everybody, because it's the future. It is the future. With Oculus Quest 2, all right, a lot of people not looking at the fact that, well, right now, unless you're willing to pay double, you can't walk into GameStop, you can't walk into any of these gaming stores and find you a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or even the old consoles, unless you go online and you pay double or you pay way more. You can buy a PlayStation 4 for more than a PlayStation 5 right now. It's crazy. And then the PlayStation 5s that's out are, you know, $1,000, $700, twice the price, or, you know, $200-$300 more than the original price would be if people just wait. And then GameStop is talking about maybe not releasing any new ones until the end of the year. And it's supposedly the reason they're giving is because some kind of chip that takes forever to manufacture, or is in low supply or what have you, which is bullshit, because they wouldn't, you know, go on this whole undertaking if they didn't have enough consoles to get to everybody. And it just somehow seems to be enough consoles on secondary market for people to buy. And every once in a while, if you subscribe to GameStop, you get the alerts. And then once in a while, for anybody that's looking for, if you're trying to buy, by the way, if you don't want to pay the double, if you're trying to buy Xbox or PlayStation 5, make sure you are subscribed to GameStop or have GameStop stock, which I do, and you guys will get those alerts. But go on GameStop website, put in your email, and you will get an alert, or download the app when it comes up, because every once in a while they pop up with PlayStations and Xboxes for sale, and you can go and grab them. Sometimes it's the bundles, but you can actually still go and grab them from GameStop once in a while. Probably like every 2 weeks or every other week they pop up, and they go quick. So if you see it, jump on it fast. But just to let you guys know. But one of the things I want people to understand, the reason why they are so scarce right now is because of Oculus Quest 2. This is one of the reasons. So it just so happens that you can't buy no other system right now, for regular price, but there's an abundance of Oculus Quest 2. You can go online right now and buy one. Why is that? And it's because they're paving the way for it. They know that if PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X was, basically out right now and enough for everybody, nobody would be buying Oculus. Nobody wouldn't really care because everybody would be too consumed with the new systems. So they're gone. And you got to be kidding me that companies like Sony, Microsoft, putting out these huge systems that they know millions of people are going to want, will somehow run into this seems like a issue that's a problem with the creators. Like, if you made the console, you make sure there's enough material to go around to put out enough consoles, and you're basically losing money. And people are coming up on the secondary market. But this is because of Quest 2, Oculus, to get those things out and get people more familiar, which people buying them up like crazy right now. You see the commercials all the time. But now they want to get people more understanding about things like spatial, as I talked about, and about what Oculus can do. So my point to all this is to get people to understand, one, what is in the bill for Joe Biden and where all this money is going. Because every time they pass some type of stimulus, every time there's a banker bailout, something like this, the money disappears. Because nobody's tracking the money. Nobody's tracking the money for us. There's nobody going up there questioning them about the money. That's in the Constitution. Nobody can question Congress or question the president about the national debt. Can't question them about it. It is what it is. But we can track some of the money, but we can't track it all. But you look at it and you'll see a lot of that money is going into digital health. And of course, a lot of people are getting stimulus checks from it. As a matter of fact, a lot of people got stimulus payments today. And they're saying that probably by Monday, most of the people who have direct deposit will have stimulus payments by then, if you have direct deposit. So again, as I said in Age of Aquarius series, that this is what they're going to do, because they're going to give you a bunch of money. Well, it's not a bunch, $2,000, whatever they gave before, was like $3,200, whatever it is, whatever the money is, under $4,000, under $5,000. But this is so when everything falls, people can feel like, it is what it is. They had to give us money to help us out. And then now the economy is in trouble, and they're going to accept what's going to happen with the currency change, which is going to be the next big thing. As you can see, it's always something. We're still going to be dealing with Corona for as long as these variants are out, and as long as they want to keep it around so they can, make something come out of it whenever they're ready to. So we're still going to be dealing with this for the year. And again, stuff is opening up. And as I talked about before in the video that got taken down, how can they be opening all this stuff up if we have these 7 new variants and strains and what have you? And as I read to you what the people were saying about, we're basically walking into, a big trap, you might as well say. And look at where the money's going. The money's going into. And look at what's happening with how they're dealing with coronavirus right now, as if it's, something we can brush off, which we should be able to, since the survival rate is over 90% right now. If you get corona 9 times out of 10, you're going to survive. It's not a deadly virus if people are surviving at a super fast rate. And almost everybody that gets it is surviving right now, unless you're over a certain age. So we got to think about that. And again, question and get into, I'm not getting into it too much because this video will get taken down if I start talking about too much. But you've seen videos. But again, it's been passed. That's one of the steps, as I outlined in the video, that will happen. Biden's going to spend a lot of money. Everybody knows this. And there's a lot more things coming that he want to do. And since they have control over the Senate right now, they're going to be able to pass so much stuff. And that's just an excuse. So people can say, oh, this is how all of this is getting passed. Democrats, they're passing all this and that, and they're doing. This laid out, is going exactly as they planned, as I laid out for you guys. And you can see it clear as day what they're trying to do. But this is just the beginning. I know a lot of people happy to get stimulus. A lot of people happy to get income tax coming up soon. A lot of people going to go have fun and spend this money. But yeah, you're going to see what's coming up. And we got to definitely pay attention to what this money is going into. And we got to look at what the markets are doing. You see what they did Thursday once this was signed. And it's going to be a continued look, a continued talk going forward about, the economy and stocks and everything like that. Because again, we know they don't give a shit about us. So all this whole thing about America's Act, and we care about America Act, whatever the hell they call this, the CARES Act, whatever they call in this crap, this whole stimulus plan, or, stand on your own feet, and basically trying to make it like, we got to give y'all this money so we can get the economy back and Americans can be proud and walk with their hand. All this bullshit, that's bullshit. Plain and simple. They're trying to crash the economy. It's coming. Plain and simple. The dollar, the money is going to be a big issue coming soon, probably by next year, because you can't spend all the money he's trying to spend. And then, we're already, it was $27 trillion in debt. And then we spending more money, and that's not even going to get into all that. Who we in debt to and all that whole thing. Been through all that. But it's setting the stage for a lot of issues that we got to deal with, namely one with China. And then remember what took place before everything happened with the coronavirus, this whole trade situation with China. And now, with the EU, or with England pulling out of the EU, that's going to be a whole big trade situation there that's going to affect us. And then now, trade with China, if that ever breaks down completely, we get everything from China. So what would that cost to start building everything back here and start manufacturing stuff back here again, which we obviously don't want to do. I mean, China is the largest holder of American dollars, plain and simple. And if they just all of a sudden say, well, until we get some tangible, real money for, this paper, for this dollars, we're going to hold off on doing this and doing that. And if China ever did that, stocks is going to plummet. Plain and simple. They're already discussing a new world reserve currency. They're already discussing it being not just America, but China and Britain involved in one global currency, because you can't do all three. We need one. And that's going to be one of the things they look to. Well, since we can't do all three currencies, we need one currency. It's a lot of stuff coming in. I'm going to keep on updating you guys on this. But as I said, I talked about most of this in the series, Age of Aquarius series. Get those videos and guys take advantage. And this stuff has been up for a long time. A couple people said about the sales. Prices change, but I always lower the price. And they always left up there longer than I say. I say it's only going to be up there till Saturday, be up there for a month. So you guys just got to take advantage of it, because it's there for now. And I get the emails from people who, people going through Corona and issues with their job and everything like that. This stuff has been up here for a long time. I rarely go in and change it, but it's been there. There's a lot of people who coming to the site, new people coming to the site who's seeing and not understanding how long this stuff has been up there and how long the site's been up. But I don't like how payloads is working. You guys know a lot of the whole thing with the download system is just they're not acting right, and people not getting the downloads after they pay. It was always an issue, but I always correct any issues with digital downloads. So you guys can always email me if you have it. And just remember, like, once you pay for the download, it's yours. Whenever you need to download it, all you have to do is go onto the site and request more time. You'll get more time. But that's going to be done. So, the new platform is going to be way better, much easier. And you guys can get a little peek at it here. It's going to be definitely a different system, and it's going to be implemented into my system. That's going to make stuff a lot easier. But we're working on it and working on a lot of other stuff. Me trying to basically, get around what's happening, because as I talked about, and as I said, the video will be coming soon about stock market and how you guys should definitely take advantage of what's happening and make money off of it. If you trade and you understand what they get ready to do. Digital health, as I said, you don't know exactly what that is, look into it. Look at digital health. If you got a smartwatch, then it's digital health on that smartwatch. Digital health is about to be everything. And as we talked about with the nanoparticles, that's a big part of digital health, having these nanoparticles, which later on they're going to make a big deal out of. Because as I said, they're going to come out and say, this has been the savior of mankind. These nanoparticles saved us. And it's, by the way, this is what else they can do. And now, boom, you connect it to your phone, your body. It's been a lot of memes and jokes about this whole thing, but yeah, they're telling you, if you read the reports and the documents they put out themselves, they're telling you. So, as I said, make sure you guys see Digital Self and really get into this information. But I'm going to keep putting stuff out. But I want to thank everybody who's been supporting. And thanks for taking the time to watch this video. And as I said, take advantage of these sales. There are 3 new DVDs coming up this week. You guys should start seeing them this weekend, probably a couple of them, but get ready to put out a bunch of them that I had worked on before, but I had to tweak. But you guys are about to see these new videos coming soon, but look out for them. Never Pay Again members, you guys know where to go. Again, all that's going to be locked off. So again, this is your final shot to get in there. So try to get in there. And as I said, that group is going to be the group. If you're in there, you're part of that group. That's going to be the group. There won't be a way for anybody to get in there after that, because of how the platform is going to be set up. So we could find another way, which I doubt, because we're not going to edit the platform that much for 1 or 2 people. So get in there now. I'm going to leave it open for as long as I can. But as soon as the app is finished being processed with Apple, that's going to be the end of it. And as I said, the whole site is going to be completely changed, and everything's going to be updated. And as I said, I have courses coming, cartoons coming, so much coming to the site. To all the people who sent me emails and messages about their businesses, all of that is going to be going up there. A few of you guys set up groups on the site. That's still going to be available, but there is going to be a huge platform for Black businesses that, people are going to be able to target and know exactly where you guys are. And it'll just be what you guys offer and a way for you guys to really, reach conscious people, because there's a lot of people that, paintings, art, sculptures, a lot of conscious stuff. And there's a lot of different ways people are trying to sell this stuff, but it's going to be better to do it on a platform where you have conscious people who understand what you're putting out, and they want to support. So all that is going to be on the site. And I didn't forget you guys. I still have everybody's information. That's all going to be implemented. But again, thanks for taking the time to watch. See you next video.